And here we go. Right. I have no idea how many takes it's going to take me. How many takes it's going to take me. I'm already making mistakes. But I finally am able to launch Vlogtober, because it is tomorrow. Tomorrow is officially Vlog Dog and all the other Tobers. Sobertober's happening. Everyone makes Tober a big issue about things. But I'm here today to talk about DOGTOBER, because I have been talking about the fact that I have 7 pups and they're all over there sitting down and chilling out. But because I'm one of 7, I am doing a pup for every day of the week, and because changing pen, because you can only have red with ASTRO, I am going to do a quick astronomy lesson to explain days of the week and why we have the order that we do of Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and again. But it all goes back to, obviously, ancient times, when Greeks, Romans, ancient civilizations believed that the Earth was the center of attention, was the center of the universe, a geocentric system, and that was derived by a scientist called Ptolemy, and he was a Roman? Greek? One of those two. He was an ancient philosopher who looked up at the stars and would believe that the Earth was the center of the universe. And so, in the night sky, you'll see the stars, and they go around, and around, and around, in the same pattern. They just move. Nothing has changed. And since back then to now, the stars have not changed positions. They have still been in the same spot. We've always seen them. However, there were some objects, however, that looked and moved differently to the stars that go around the night sky. And these are now we know as the planets, or the sun, and the moon. And so the theory was that in time, the further a planet or an object was away from the Earth, we believed it was, the further away it was, the longer it took to go around the Earth. And so it was believed that the moons, so Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Moon. Because Saturn takes 30 years to go around the Sun, that we know now. But back then, it still took around the same time. But because now we know that the Earth is no longer the center of the universe, we follow the helios for Greek, the heliocentric model, named famous for the philosopher Nicholas Copernicus, who invented the system that we now use, which we know the sun is the middle of our solar system. And so we now know that down here is the sun. And from there, going out, we then have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Moon, Mars, asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and that Pluto-Charon thing that's over there. But this is now the system that we use. But the funny thing of the year is my little puppy thing here. We know that now that's true, and that was all incorrect. But the funniest thing about ancient times is that the physics and the maths and the timing and all that stuff we now know by having a watch in our hands and vice versa no longer exists. Well, it did exist, but we didn't have it back then. And so we knew the Earth was rotating on its axis once every 24 hours. And we know that because that's why we now have one day is 24 hours. The sun. And so, now that we know the Earth is not the centre of the universe, we still know that every day we rotate and spin, we have a day, we have a night, that we still see all the stars around, still see Saturn, still see Venus, you still see Mars, and they're all still there. But this is the point I'm going to try and make because of DOGTOBER, and so that every single day of the week I made a mistake there. This is now not what we know. And we know all of these based on mythology, Roman gods, that each day of the week was given to a particular Roman deity. Well, at least these four were. Saturn was always the first thing in the sky. The reason Saturn was first was because, regardless of 24 hours, 24 days, 24 years, one Earth rotation made no difference to a day or a year. Saturn was always, because it's the furthest away, Saturn was always the one that was seen in the first part of the day, because it hadn't moved. It was so slow because it's so far away that you can't see it. So Saturn always was the first thing you saw in the night sky. Then after that, we knew that as the day started, the sun came up. And again, the sun was more or less in the same spot because the sun is centre, it's a star, everything rotates around it, so the sun's not moving. That's as it is. And we also know at the time that the third thing we're going to see in the sky at some point in the day is the moon. Because we all know the moon goes around the Earth. And so therefore, no matter what we did, Saturn was not going to move. The sun was not staying as it was, because it wasn't moving either. And the moon was at some point going to come up in the sky, because the moon is orbiting the Earth at the same rate as the Earth is spinning. About this 24, 28 days. And then after that, because the Earth is in the middle of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, they didn't know what they would see first, because Mars was moving in a further direction, and Mercury was moving in a smaller direction. But based on how the Earth was rotating, no one knew which one came first. But because in the order in which they saw in the night sky in the morning, Mars was the next thing to see. And so, after that, then came Mercury. And after that, came Jupiter. And the last thing they saw in the night sky was Venus. And that was just based on rotational periods, the distance these planets are in ratio to between the Earth and the Sun, between each other. And Venus was always the last thing you saw. Even though we see the last thing at night, Venus, or first thing in the morning, it rises in the sky. It's one of the brightest stars we see in the sky. And so, each of these becomes the days we now know. Saturn becomes Saturday, Sun becomes Sunday, Moon becomes Monday. Now Mars was a sky god, and he was named after sky god Tyr. That's why we have Tuesday. Mercury, he was a messenger god, a messenger to a god named Woden. And so that makes us Wednesday. Jupiter was the king of the gods, like Zeus's Olympus. So Jupiter was a Jove or he's another sky god, but he was the king of the gods, so he was like the ultimate, the uber god. And so, but also a sky god from Roman times, aka Thor. So, we now know what Thursday is being after. And then Venus, or her name was Frigg, a Norse god, but she was the goddess of love, and so that gives us Friday. So that's how the days of the week all became. Thank you, Professor Astro. And I'm getting sweaty in this because I'm just trying to explain that. So, from a simple back in the day to how we always saw stars, planets, and night sky, we know that each day of the week is designated to a particular god or planetary body or celestial body we used. Now, I have 7 pups. We start off with the main boy, Astro. I don't have colours for everyone. My boy Castor, because I'm in black. Bush. Going further down, Illyria in pink. Lucifer in white. Nova in yellow. And myself, week the 7th. Or do I? So, 6 pups for now, and me mix 7. Each pup is going to have a day of the week, and therefore each of them will give a particular type of vlog. DOGTOBER. It's just, people ask me now how I get from this, from days of the week to this. Well, because I have a degree in astrophysics, and my pup's got Astro, and therefore I can combine my knowledge of science, my physics degree, my skills that I have, and the pups that I like to play in and as and with. Welcome to DOGTOBER, guys. I hope you stick around for the long run. It's going to be challenging for me, and it's going to be a lot of fun to try and kickstart my motivation. But I hope that you could follow along with all my math and physics and explanation, and I hope you could hear what I was saying. But now I need to put the light on, because it's now dark in here. I'm going to go down and watch some TV. I'm finishing off Flash Season 5. The video of that last. Bye now.